So this hand happens, I have ace jack. After he three bets me, versus some players you can occasionally think about folding, but definitely not folding to him here. Argument for four betting as a bluff, but I think my hand is just too good since he's gonna have even a lot of weaker aces and weaker jacks in his range. So we definitely want to keep those hands in there. So Mariano three bets us to 2,400. Here again, we're not even considering folding. We flat and nice, and now we have a pot of 5,200 going to a flop heads up. We have position, which is really nice. So on the flop, we have a very good hand. There is an argument for raising. However, like Mariano, I mean, we like the game is so good. We're not really getting in each other's way too much. And Mariano has such easy spots in these games that I don't think like if he just has something like King Queen High, he's gonna be floating me or, you know, being super clicky with a not a very good hand. And since, we have um effectively the nuts unless he has aces, kings, or queens. Um, we just don't think he has a very good hand here. Obviously, this is further confirmed when the turn comes. Now we really have all the cards, and we don't block any of his value. Um, Good thing is this is also a really good card for him to barrel, considering he is the pre-flop three better, have lots of aces in his range. So I definitely expect him to be fine here with a pretty wide range. And he's also going to expect us to shut down a lot. If we did float him, if we did call pre-flop with, a pair, eights to tens, that's probably going to be folding to this second barrel when that ace on the turn comes. It does bring a flush draw, but again, there's one card to come. We're not really going to be too worried about those flushes coming in. And if it does, I think we played the hand just fine. We don't want to be raising here almost ever, I believe. It's again, if we had a different dynamic, we can potentially try to do something to induce. One argument for raising is that we are pretty deep, but again, I expect him to not be able to continue with most of his hands. So we just flat call here with top two. This is obviously a great river for us. I'm not sure if I needed it. Theoretically, it was. I don't know if he would have barreled again if he missed his flush. I have seen him shut down in these spots, and I have also seen him go a little crazy. We have a full house, and I believe he ends up betting about 60% pot. So now, obviously, we have no choice but to raise. We have over two stack to pot size ratio behind. And it's just more about picking a size. I don't know how many naked jacks I would raise with here in this situation. Probably a decent amount since, it's backdoor flush draws are actually not a huge part of the hands that he gets to this river with. I really expect him to just have an ace here a lot of the time for value if he's betting for value. Having said that, a lot of aces would probably just check back on this river. So it turns out that this river, Jack of Diamonds, was actually the gin card for me. I make a full house and Mariano makes his backdoor flush. And I do end up going all in. I think if I had a bit fewer, a bit less chips, he would have considered calling me, or if I had more chips and I just made a small raise, like a 2.5x raise on the river or something, he could have called me. So I think my key decision in this hand was actually to slow play. Pre-flop, we are flatting, hoping to keep all his dominated hands in. On the flop, again, we want to keep all his bluffs that will continue on the super dry board in. On the turn, again, we have top two here. We want to watch him fire that second barrel with his entire range just because an ace came off. And on the river, this is the point we will try to get some value. It turns out he did finally hit something, but Mariano's just very proficient at hand reading in these situations. And I don't think I would have done anything too differently if we raised at any point, I think he would have had an easy fold, pre-flop, flop, turn, and I guess river was really the only decision for him. But yeah, I think overall he played it well. Definitely a little loose pre-flop with the 10-7 suited, but not completely egregious.